Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Fashion Grunge Podcast. I am your host, Lauren.
And I'm Mikey.
Hey, what's
Hello.
up? We're talking Freeway today from 1996, directed by Matthew Bright, starring Reese Witherspoon and Kiefer Sutherland. Are you excited?
I'm really excited. It's like I said, it's a weird hidden. I don't know if I want to say gem yet because I'm not in love with the movie.
Yeah, I'm excited. Mike has just seen it once. I've definitely seen it one other time, but it was a long time ago, but I didn't really remember it when I was watching it. But I remember certain scenes, but I'm excited to hear like what you thought of it as a very first time, like never heard of it. You never heard of it, right?
No, I never heard of it until you told me. And then there's a sequel called Confessions of a Trick Baby, which sounds like a really bad porn.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does. Freeway too.
It was made 2 years later, I believe.
Yeah, pretty recent. Like pretty soon after, yeah.
But I liked seeing all the other background characters.
Dude, Brittany Murphy.
There's there's Brittany Murphy from like Girl Interrupted, Clueless.
Yeah, which I was gonna say, Girl Interrupted.
Brooke Shields as Kiefer Sutherland's wife.
Uh-huh.
The black guy that she's, I guess.
Oh, the one she's engaged to?
She's engaged to?
Yeah, Chopper.
I think his name is
Bokeem
Woodbine. He's from that movie Queen and Slim, which I haven't seen, but it looks
He's from a lot of shit. He was in that weird TV movie or TV series with Josh Duhamel where they were looking for like Biggie's killer.
I don't remember.
I think it's called like Notorious. It's on Netflix, but it was on like TV. But he's in a lot of shit. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Dan Hedaya, who was in Clueless as well. And Tully in the Addams Family. Their stockbroker, I guess you want to say. Guillermo Diaz, who was in Weeds and Scandal.
He was also in Nowhere, that Iraqi film. For all the Iraqi films out there, fans out there, yeah. He's Cowboy.
Alana Ubek, who's actually in Filthy Rich now.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
On Hulu. It's with Samantha from Sex and the City.
Oh yeah, that I know. No, I don't know who the girl is.
Oh, she's
name.
She in this movie she plays the Spanish
the girl in jail
in juvie, yeah, where she's like, I'm talking to you, bitch.
Yeah.
That's not my name.
Yeah, the one she like beats the fuck out of.
Yeah. And then Conchata Ferrell, she
just died.
No shit.
Like literally, like hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Like it literally was like recent. Yeah.
So sad.
I know, so sad. She's in so much. Yeah, October of this year, October 12th. Yeah.
Oh, poor Conchata. Yeah, she was like the housekeeper in 2.5 Men, and then
Edward Scissorhands.
Aaron Brockovich. She's in so much.
Yeah, she's in a lot, and she's in this too.
And Amanda Plummer, the crack mom, she was in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, that's right.
And so much other stuff too.
Yeah.
And then, there one more that I found that was really cool was the actress Liana Creel. She was in Saved by the Bell. She was the punk.
Oh, she was the punk rocker. That's who she is. I knew I'd recognize her. She's one of the girls that was like the four of them when they were like broke out of jail, right?
Yeah, she's one of the.
Yeah, with the pigtails. Yeah, I knew it. I was like, what the fuck's that girl's name? I know she's in like 90s sitcoms or like something. Oh,
nice. But I was just like, oh my god, these are amazing, and I had to say something.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So what are your overall like high level thoughts for just watching it the like very first time?
So like I said, and like you said, this was a first for me. I really like the intro.
With
the music, the cartoon illustrations of Little Red Riding Hood, the interpretations that they did, that was kind of cool. I mean, because this is a twisted version of a more adult, almost realistic version of Little Red Riding Hood, but with a red leather skirt instead of a red hooded cape.
I know, but she has the basket.
Oh, she does have the basket.
Yeah, she like comes out with the basket in the beginning. That was pretty cool.
The mom and stepfather pissed me off, but I guess they're supposed to.
Didn't you say that the stepfather could get it?
The stepfather I thought was kind of hot, and he could.
He was on a show called was it either he was on the show called The Pretender? It was on like NBC.
I think
it was like one of those. Yeah, it was like one of those sitcoms, and then I don't know if he was on that show Jag. There was a show called Jag where it was like about like some military police. It was on like CBS, I think, in the 90s. But he was on one of those kind of shows because I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, but he was kind of hot. As long as he didn't say anything, he could totally get it.
Yeah, he looks kind of like a speedhead. Yeah, his name is Michael T. Weiss. It was called The Pretender, the show that he was on. Yeah, and he's in Days of Our Lives, if people know him from that.
Oh, for real? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Reese's potty mouth is fucking amazing.
So good.
Why she became a more reserved actor is beyond me.
Yeah, we were just saying, like, I really miss, like, bad Reese. I mean, I miss, like, more, or maybe I just haven't seen enough of her films lately. Like, maybe she's done something kind of dark. I just don't know about it because everything I see is always, like, suburban mom.
Well, that one, is it HBO or Showtime, that show she was on, about
Big Little Lies?
Thank you. She shows a little of her, like, anger.
Yeah, but she's still suburban mom. It's still like a realistic show, you know?
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if it's because she has kids now. Is it because she has like a young child? Like, I don't know. Maybe back then she wasn't worried about it. Yeah, we don't. Yeah. Well, she has two with Ryan Philippe, and then she has one with her current husband.
Oh, gotcha.
So she has three, and he's young. Like, he's like probably 10, or maybe not even 10. Like, he's not that old. I think he's a agent.
Oh, okay.
like a actor's agent or something like that. Like, he's behind the scenes. Yeah, he's not an actor or anything.
But I loved her look and Brooke Shields' look. They were like the best dressed.
I know, yeah. They were pretty cool. I like the mom's look. The prostitute mom. I thought the top was cool because it was like a red like keyhole top of crop. Yeah. Like, it was actually like not that bad, and I like the bag and stuff. There's a film like this that I haven't seen that this is kind of similar to that I really want to see, and it has Rose McGowan in it. And it's also similar as like kind of a like a road movie / kind of sort of crime movie like this. This also reminds also a tidbit just to say that this film is produced and co-written by Oliver Stone, or like partly by Oliver Stone. Maybe not co-written, maybe produced or something. But yeah, and like so that's a big deal. Like, this has that kind of like edgy vibe, but you could tell it was a little more low rent than like rent, but like low budget, as opposed to like a Oliver Stone movie, which would be like massive. But there were definitely slow parts and somewhat poorly acted, but some parts were like fantastic at the same time. Yeah. Like how Kiefer Sutherland survived the multitude of gunshots, though. Yeah, like that was on
me. Like, I mean, who does he think he is? Michael Myers?
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, this is like a little unrealistic here.
But I mean,
like definitely.
That was like, what were your thoughts? What were your first impressions?
Okay, well, I've seen this film a long time ago, but it must have been like, I mean, a long time ago, as in like when Netflix first had discs. And you could like rent things, and I would just like rent random things and watch it once. So I like don't remember it, but I remember parts of it. So I was really excited to watch it. And I was researching before. I was like, oh, Oliver Stone. Okay, cool. So, and then I love Reese Witherspoon. Like, I love old Reese Witherspoon more than like new, because she just has like awesome range, you know? So I was like, all right, cool. So I just started watching it like today. Like, I just watched it before we recorded, and I really liked it. I really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. And it reminds me also of Spun. I was talking about Spun because I did an episode on Almost Famous.
Yeah.
So we were talking about like road movies and like other actors that were in other things. Well, have you ever seen Spun?
I saw it with you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we saw it together.
I think we saw it at my mom's house in her basement.
Yes.
But that was the only time I've seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's another film that we could do for a flash forward. It's on Amazon Prime, as this one is too. But that one has like everyone in, like Brittany Murphy's in it, Mickey Rourke, Mina Suvari, John Leguizamo, Patrick Fugit. Like, it literally has everyone, and they all are like these crazy like speedheads. Jason Schwartzman, Debbie Harry from Blondie.
Oh yeah.
And it's directed by Jonas Ackerlund, who's the one who did Madonna's Ray of Light video.
Oh, cool.
So it's like really fucking weird and trippy, and like Billy Corgan does the score. It's really cool film. Like, it's really fucking weird. And Brittany Murphy's like a big part of it. It's like one of my favorite roles she's ever done. So that's a good one too. But this film's kind of like similar. Like, you know how it starts out in that weird like motel, and it's all like dingy and like a druggy den. Like that vibe like definitely carries on into like other films and stuff, which I thought was funny. But I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. It was cool to watch this kind of like, I was just talking to you off air about this weird genre that the 90s seemed to has, like there are a lot of really weird films that were made in the 90s, like when independent films were kind of becoming like, it wasn't a studio movie. Like they made it because they knew like only small people would see it. But like this film, I found out, for instance, is the only bit I found out behind the scenes. Because did you find out anything? No, that was basically my thing. But did you find out anything behind the scenes?
Honestly, I couldn't find a lot. I can hardly talk. I couldn't find much. Blah blah blah. I just saw an interview with Kiefer from 2012 or 2013 that said he really didn't want to do the film for like obvious reasons, because like his character was portraying this like skeevy guy and stuff like that, and because of the content. So over and over they asked him like, "Can you do this? Can you do this?" And then just to like kind of shut them up, he was like, "Okay, fine, I'll do it."
Yeah, no, I heard that Oliver Stone pressured him and said, like, you don't have the balls to do this.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, what? And he kind of like challenged him. He was kind of like, come on, you don't even have the balls to do this role. And then he was like, okay, well, wait. And he wanted to be in other Oliver Stone movies. So he was like, well, shit, he was just doing Nixon. Like, I didn't want to like ruin my chance. Yeah. So he's like, maybe there's something else here. If Oliver Stone is literally telling me this is good, like maybe I'm not seeing it. And yeah, and then he was like, okay. And then he decided to do it, which I thought was really funny.
I mean, like, he did a good job.
Yeah, I thought he was good. I thought I like how his like character descent. I liked how it was like super, like it was super like Ted Bundy. Like it reminded me very much of like a Ted Bundy, like very like all American with that corduroy and like the glasses, like those Dahmer glasses that were like really big in the 90s that had that bridge on it. And he had this like kind of like, oh, I'm helping this girl out. And then like I like how it slowly, but then also fast, like descent. Like you could see his character descending. Yeah, but she didn't know. And she was still like, oh, this is my crazy home life. And like, she just, in your head, you're like, oh my God, like she's just not seeing it because she's never really talked to anyone before. So she's like getting all of this out about her life and what frustrates her and whatever. And I'm just like, so that I thought was pretty cool, how you could kind of see his descent and then it like turned and switched. Yeah. It switched and then she switched with it, which I thought was cool. Like how like both of their demeanors like completely changed, and then she was just so she just like got so crazy, and I was like, God, I love her. She's like so cool.
The louder she got, the more southern she
became. I know. Her screech. She has that screechy voice. Like when she screams, it's crazy.
When she's like hitting him on the head with a gun. It makes a weird ass sound that I don't think the back of a head or / gun impact would make.
Yeah, it
made like a popping noise.
So weird. I was like, oh my God, there's no way he's still alive. Like,
I mean,
crazy.
She shot him. I didn't count, but like 8 times.
A lot, right? Like
a lot of times.
I was like, there's no way. This is crazy.
She even says at one point, like during the interrogation scene, she's like, oh yeah, I did shoot him a lot of times.
Yeah, oh my God, I know. That's like some of my, like, we'll get to like our favorite scenes. I'm doing this like new format, so enjoy this like new formatted episode, since you're now doing it too, Mike. Did you find any other behind the scenes stuff?
No, that was it.
Okay, so the only other thing I have to add is that the budget of this was $3 million, and it made only $295,000 at the box office. But this film was originally made just for HBO, and it went like on HBO. Like HBO just made lots of movies back in the day, and then they made it, and then it did so well that it actually reversed and went to the theater. So it's not like it was made for theaters and then like so yeah, so that's what I thought was super interesting. So yeah, I mean, I'm so excited to talk about it. And then I also have that Kiefer Sutherland said like he just like loved Reese in it. He was like, I was so like, when I read the script, I was like, oh my God, like the like potty mouth that she gets to say, like all the stuff that she gets to say. He's like, I've never seen a character like written like that for her, and that she's so good.
I love how she always like says Bob, like just, I don't know what it is about it. Like it's very like pronounced.
Yeah. It's really like, funny.
She's never gonna forget that name. She's like, Bob.
Yeah, it's really funny. I just love that he's just like such a square, and then she just totally like whips him by like the end. She just totally like by their end of their encounter, like when she shoots him and stuff, like she just like totally loses. I have a lot of like really funny quotes that I pointed out. So what do you have for fashion? Did you have any fashion notes? I love her outfits.
I do, and kind of like I said, I love Reese and Brooke's outfits the most. Brooke looks like this like skipper housewife, but like when you first see her, you see her at the hospital, right? And her earrings are amazing.
I know, they're like Chanel.
They're so busy. Yeah. And like her outfits are like, I call them the powerhouse outfits.
Yeah, executive realness.
Yeah.
90s executive realness.
Very, very much so. And then Reese with her like black, I don't know if it was pleather or leather skirt. I like that a lot.
Oh yeah, it was super cool. I like the first outfit where it's like that red jacket, and I like when she's like on the guy's bike, like her boyfriend, and she has like combat boots on and like Dickies, and she just looks like super Gwen Stefani in the Just a Girl video. Well, like super California.
Well, I was gonna say it's kind of like and I know this is gonna sound nerdy, but like Sporty Spice.
Yeah,
like that stuff that she would wear all the time.
Yeah, totally, like a wife beater and like track stuff. Yeah, it's like it was very much of the time. I loved her outfit there, and she had the rings on. It looked really real. Like it didn't look costumey. It looked like a girl like from that time.
Yeah,
like what they would totally wear.
And then everyone else, I mean, it just kind of like faded in the background. I mean, very
totally,
obviously, but like.
I like the mom's outfit when she gets arrested. I think she has like red shoes on too. They're like red wedges. Like they're really flashy and like tacky, but I kind of like that outfit and like the black vinyl skirt and that like kind of halter thing. And Bob's like corduroy jacket is like so professor, like absent-minded professor, and then he has those weird Jeffrey Dahmer glasses which like freak me out.
Oh, the gold rimmed, yeah.
Yeah, those like gold rim ones with a bridge on the top. I'm like, oh, they remind me of Jeffrey Dahmer. So like, freak me out. Like, there's just no way. That's always what people wear. Like when they play them on like movies and stuff, they always wear those glasses. Have you seen that film with that Disney kid played him as like a teenager? I think it was called like My Friend Jeffrey. It was a big deal that like this kid, he's not as big as Zac Efron, but he was like that type, like a Disney, like started out when he was young, and he played this guy. He played like young Jeffrey Dahmer, when he was like, I guess in high school, and everyone talked about it. But
wait, this is a Disney film?
No. He just was a Disney star. The guy who played, the guy who plays him. But I'm gonna look it up now because I think it's called like My Friend Jeffrey or My Friend Dahmer. Came out in 2017. The guy's name is Ross Lynch.
I've heard the name.
What is he in, like Glee or something? What's he in? Oh no, yeah, he's in he's in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Don't you watch that show?
Yeah.
He was also in a pop rock band called All. Yeah, he's like what, dark hair or blonde hair?
Yeah.
He's 24. He's from Colorado. I thought he was from like England. Austin and Ally is the show that he was on Disney Channel.
Oh, I've heard
anyway,
of it.
he plays Dahmer. It was like super weird, and he had those glasses on. I was like, ooh. Then the outfit where she gets out and breaks out of jail, and she's with that Latina girl.
Yeah.
And then she totally gets like the outfit, like everything, and she's like hooking on the street. Like,
I do like that. That confused me. Why is she? So she's supposed to be going to her grandma's house, right?
Okay, so you were asking me why when she's in East LA, when she has that like that new outfit on, you were like, why is she hooking?
Yeah, which, I mean, it's a great outfit, and I love her hair and everything. It's like iron to shit. But but I just didn't understand. Okay, you said that she needed the money.
Yeah, well, I think she was gonna she robbed that guy, but she had to get to Stockton, which is further north. Because she landed back down in LA. Yeah, where her grandma is.
How far is that?
Let's see what I know it's like in Central. Let's see what LA to Stockton is. She also would need a car too.
That's true. I don't know.
It
was just, I guess.
Oh, it's a 5-hour drive. 5 hour, 14 minutes.
Wow. I don't know. I guess how it played out, I was just kind of confused. Like, oh, okay, now she's doing this. What happened to Grandma?
Oh yeah, well that's where she was going. Yeah, but she got held back being in jail.
Yeah,
and she was like in LA. Which is so funny. But yeah, I really loved her outfit. So I think that's only fashion notes I really have.
Yeah.
It was basically just Reese who had like 2 cool outfits on, and then she had the jail outfit.
Yeah, which is like your normal,
orange jumpsuit. I did like the fact that she had like a beige like shrunken like baby tank like under her orange thing when she was in jail.
It's yeah.
I like that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. And then the music, it didn't have any. I mean, I think Danny Elfman did the score, but there weren't any like.
No, there weren't like songs or artists doing anything. Yeah, Danny Elfman is amazing. He's an amazing composer, and it was funny because like certain scenes you could tell if you watched Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands, you could tell like some of those were like mashed together, and you were like, is a sandworm gonna pop up? What's going on?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because he does does he do most of Tim Burton stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Or like a lot of his, right?
A lot of his movies, yeah.
Oh, cool. That's funny.
But what were some of your favorite scenes?
Oh, okay, yeah. My first note that I have is, why does she have a southern accent if they're in LA?
Oh, true. Right.
That was my first note. I don't know if she explained that, or maybe like she was born somewhere else and they just like happened to land there and like she'd been living there for a while. But I was like, why is she so southern and no one else is? like her mom, I think maybe a little bit, but I thought that was really funny. I also love my first standout line was when she's like, "Get your goddamn hands off my anatomy."
Oh yeah.
When her stepdad's like trying to like feel her up, which is so gross. And I wrote, yeah, stepdad is dude from The Pretender. And I was like, Kiefer just looks so sketchy when she first like kind of gets away, and then she, he picks her up because her car breaks down.
He does, but he could get it too.
What?
I mean, young Kiefer Sutherland could get it.
Well, he's not that. Oh, you mean like Lost Boys?
Yeah.
Is it Lost Boys? Is that vampire?
Oh no, that was no. This one, yeah.
No, but in this one he could get it. I thought you meant like Lost Boys, like 80s.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Because he's like super hot when he's super young.
Super hot, yeah.
But yeah, he just is so weird. I also love when he like psychologically breaks down like all of her trauma.
Oh,
like she just kind of like tells him, I think they're in the car and he's like, they've like obviously he's taken her around and she's like, I'm going to Stockton, blah blah blah, and he's like, there's driving and everything's like normal, and he's like a total weird shrink, which I guess he's like a counselor at a boys' home.
He's supposed to be he's supposed to be a counselor, but he has this binder that she picks up that's not. I can't remember what it was.
Like a book or something about like psychological like problems.
But it's weird because like he's supposed to be a counselor and not a therapist.
Yeah,
I guess I don't know. Like a therapist. Yeah, where it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and then he starts asking those really gross questions where he's like asking about like, did your stepdad ever molest you and everything, and then
did you like it?
Yeah, did you like it? Did you like being a human urinal? And she's like,
oh my god, that's right.
Like, what the fuck? I was like, this is crazy. And then she's like, pull over. And he's like, no. Then they totally get into like, this is when it like kind of switches. This is my first favorite scene, is like the whole car confrontation, and then when he like slices her ponytail or her like braid off at the top.
Right.
I was like, oh my god. And then she pulls out the gun and then she's like, see where bad manners get you. Like, she just has so many great lines like that. And like, it's just so funny. And then she like tells him to pull off on that dirt road. And then I was like, oh my god, she's like literally like, she's so badass now that she's like totally taking control of the situation. And thank god her boyfriend, who gets unfortunately murdered, gave her the gun and was like, here, sell it when you get to where you're going. And she like gives him a beer. Here, take
I know. She's like, well, since you're giving me a gun, I gotta give you something that commemorates our relationship. Here's a beer.
Here's a beer, even though she's like supposed to be engaged to him or whatever, which is so funny. And then I love when he starts crying when they're pulled over in that dirt road, and she's like, I'm gonna fucking shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you so many times. And he's like crying. He's like, I'm sorry. Yeah, and there's this I-5 killer that's been killing women. Sorry. So that's what like they're all looking for, and he's that guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I had to drink water.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm totally fine. I had to drink water.
Oh. But yeah, no, it was weird because I think one of the worst scenes was when Brooke found out about Kiefer.
Yeah, I know.
And she shot herself in the head.
I know, that was pretty fucked.
That was gross because you saw her like brains and everything like on the wall.
It came out of nowhere too.
And it came out of nowhere, and I was like, ooh, this is definitely not needed, but okay.
Although if you like found a bunch of like gross child porn in your husband's
totally
like, shed, yeah, like you would probably be like, oh my god, like what is my life gonna be?
I mean, I wouldn't like, kill myself, but
no, I mean I wouldn't either, but I'm sure she probably was just like, ah.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like this crazy killer. He's like this serial killer that's like out on the loose that people are looking for. And no one believes that Lutz, like Vanessa, no one believes her that like this guy like deserved everything he got because he like attacked her.
So I think that was like one of my issues with like the ending scene because so the cops, like I'm just gonna call him Tully because that's what I know him from the Adams Family. Tully and his partner, they come to the grandma's what is that, a shed,
like a trailer? Yeah.
Comes to the trailer. She comes out all bloodied and mascara running and everything, right? She sits down, asks for a cigarette, starts laughing her ass off. So, and then it just ends, right? So I'm going, is her laugh like, okay, well, you fuckers didn't believe me, so
I think so,
right?
Yeah, because they could see that like the grandmother was dead and tied up the same way I think those women were. That they were looking for, and then he was wearing the women's like he was wearing like the grandma's robe and stuff.
Yeah.
So clearly she didn't just kill him. You know, like there was a struggle.
Yeah. I was just like, wait, what? I don't know. I mean, that scene was interesting. I didn't need to see the dead body, but whatever.
Oh, I know. That was really gross.
Yeah. She was like, you killed him. I did more than that. I'm like, Whoa!
I know, it was so gross. I was like, oh. And it's also gross when the killer guy, whatever his name is, I'm just gonna call him Kiefer. When his like face was all fucked up. When he
God, with the like snarl, the permanent snarl, and then I love the courtroom scene.
Dude, that's one of my favorites. I think that's my other funny thing at the end of that scene when she shoots him up was that I love that she's like, I have one question for you. Do you accept Jesus Christ as your Savior? And then he's like, what? And then she like, I just want to know. And then that's when he like gets out and she like shoots him up. I thought that was really funny.
I love that one quote when they're in the car, like before they get to the dirt road, where he's like talking, then she goes, you keep running your mouth, but it appears nobody's listening, Bob.
I also like when he's in the hospital, like how the fuck has he managed to walk into that hospital after being shot like that?
I
Even
don't know.
At the hospital, I was like, no, this is completely unrealistic.
And then the nurse, she just like drops whatever she's holding. She doesn't do anything. She's just like, oh.
Yeah, she's like, oh god. And I love how he's on the bed, like looking up, and then the cops like show him, is this the woman who shot you? And her picture is like she's like smiling.
Right.
It's so funny. And he's like, is this someone who shot you? And I was like, oh my god, that's the funniest photo ever to like show. It's like the most silly photo ever. It was so funny.
It must have been like one of those like test run shots.
Yeah, it looks like a glamour shot or like a yearbook shot, but it's like bad. That's the only one they could use, which is so funny. And then I wrote, Brooke Shields is the wife. That's all I wrote.
She's just
what's one of your favorite scenes?
Well, that I was gonna say. The car scene is like one of my favorites. The second one is, I mean, just because like her potty mouth is going off, she's going off, he's going off, like it's fantastic. Yeah. It's fantastic. And then my second is the courtroom scene.
Yeah, that's fine.
Only because of what Reese says to him when Bob, his wife, walks in. So like he's like he's in the chair like scowling because like he's got a permanent scowl now or whatever. And she's like, look who got beaten with the ugly stick.
Yeah.
Bob. She's like, Bob, is that you? I can't believe such an itty bitty gun could make such a big mess out of somebody. You are so ugly, Bob. Oh, and hey, I heard you had one of those little poop bags where the shit comes on the side. You're just a big old bag of shit, aren't you?
Yes, it's like, it is like so funny because like The first thing that's so crazy is that like nobody knows that he's this crazy serial killer.
No.
And they think he's like this poor innocent man that like she's just done all this crazy shit to. But she's just like, no, he totally fucking deserved it. And then he would totally do it to someone else. Like if I didn't do this, like I knew that he was that killer and that he would totally kill another girl. So and I couldn't live with that. So she like tells them, which is so funny.
So but like I think nowadays, like when you listen to the girl, not just kind of like put her to the side and be like, oh, you're just a kid, you know nothing? Or is that like still in today's like world of law?
I have no idea. I mean, the thing about hers that was that's so interesting and probably so different is that she admitted to it. Like she had no remorse and she told you exactly what happened and they like wanted her to change her story. And she was like, but I don't have to. Like that's what happened. Like you guys think that like she thinks that they think that she is like this runaway, like, you know, like trailer trash girl who essentially like killed this guy who was giving her a ride. Remember the guy's like, oh, this poor guy was giving you a ride when your car broke down. And when did you decide you were going to shoot him and like murder him and like rob him? And she's like, that's not what happened. Like, yeah, he gave me a ride, but like, you guys don't understand. Like, he's this fucking serial killer. And he always said, like, I never go to jail, which he did. He was like, people like me don't go to jail. Like, there's no way I'm going to go to jail. You're going to go to jail. Like, you're like, you know, trash and you don't have any like family, whatever. So she's like, yeah, that's what he said. He said he'll never go to jail and like, no one will ever believe me. So that's why she did what she did. She was like, fuck this.
Right.
And he already tried to like attack her. I mean, she has every right to, you know?
Yeah.
She had bruises all over her and shit. But that court is so funny when he's being wheeled in. He's like, you got beat with the ugly stick. And she's like laughing. Like she's like cackling. Yeah. And they're like, Vanessa, you're gonna have to keep it down. Like honestly, like you can't be doing this in court.
Oh, I love the judge's reaction. Funny. She's like, you're gonna be gagged.
Yeah, she's like, you're gonna be gagged, and she like shuts up.
I know.
Oh my god! And then I love when she goes to jail and we see Brittany Murphy, R.I.P.
I love the scars on her face.
She's so good at crazy.
Very good at crazy.
She's really good at it in Girl Interrupted.
Well, yeah, and what's that other film with I think it's Michael Douglas. It's like I'll Never Tell.
Oh, is it the? Oh yeah, there's that other weird one called The Dead Girl. I think we were talking about it on another podcast episode. We were talking with someone we were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, it's this weird movie that came out like in like 2005 or something like that. And it's really weird.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah, but she's so crazy, and I love the scene because she's like so into girls, right? And I mean, I'm guessing she's a lesbian. So she goes, I don't know how anyone could go through life without being into girls. I just love girls. And then Vanessa goes, good, you can keep them.
yeah. She's like, you can keep them.
It just made me giggle. I was like, oh my god. That's and then really I love funny. When like the Spanish woman walks up and she's like, I'm talking to you, bitch. She goes, that's not my name. She punches her right in the face.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god, she like fucking loses it on her.
Yeah.
She like loses it on her. I love when she makes a shank too.
Yeah.
And you see like this intricate way with like, she gets the food and she like takes the saran wrap and like has the toothbrush and she's like carving it down. And she's like, if I have to kill everyone out of here, I'm going to break out of here. I was like, oh my god, she's so funny. I also, one of my favorite parts in jail is when she's out of solitary for like beating that girl and she comes back and like Brittany Murphy's like, oh, you're back, blah blah blah, and then she sits down and they're watching TV and there's an interview with like him and Brooke Shields, with like Kiefer Sutherland and Brooke Shields, and they're like, oh, this poor girl like attacked you and did all of this crazy shit to you.
Yeah.
And then she talks about how his like dick doesn't work and he can't get erect.
Oh my god, that's right.
Oh my god, I was like, it's so funny. Why is this on the news? Like, why is this woman asking these questions? Like, it was so funny. And then she's like, now he can't have sex anymore. And he's like paralyzed and blah, blah, blah. And like Reese Witherspoon just like laughing, like sitting there just like, oh my god. Like, what would you say if you could talk to that teenage girl like right now? And I was like, oh my god, it was just so funny. It was just like so fucking funny. That was one of my other like favorites.
That's awesome. No, that's really cool. I do have one other question too.
Oh yeah, what's another one?
So what happened to the parents?
What do you mean? Her mom went to jail.
Yeah, but there was no like other interaction. I don't know. I mean, in my head, I'm going, okay, they both went to jail, right? The stepfather and the mom, right? Mm-hmm. But like when they reach out to them and be like, oh, well, your daughter's now like on the run or something, or I don't know, maybe this.
I don't know. I don't think so.
There was just no follow up where I was like, maybe it was obviously not needed, but I mean, I don't know.
I think the point of it was that like she really has there's no one. Like they're not getting out anytime soon. I think the stepdad was like, I think she said something about like, oh yeah, well they like he's gonna be in for a while because it's like he was on parole or like something like that.
God, the stepdad trying to like kiss her like while the mom's prostituting. I'm like, what the fuck?
So gross. And when she was in that school, she was in like kind of an after school like for like people who didn't know how to read and stuff. And then when they interviewed some of them, when they came back and asked about like how she was, and the guy's like, "There's a bunch of fucking fuck ups if I've ever seen any." Like all these like weird people. Oh, that was so funny. And that girl was another one from Saved by the Bell.
Oh yeah,
that was so funny.
I still want to watch Saved by the Bell again.
Have you watched the reboot?
No, that started.
Was it out yet?
I think it started in October.
Oh, okay. I heard it wasn't bad.
It's on that streaming service, like Rainbow or something, or Peacock.
Oh, Peacock. Yeah, the NBC one.
I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not signing up for that. I'm already on way too many things.
You know what I still haven't watched, and maybe I'll watch it tonight, is the Craft Legacy.
No, don't rent it.
I know.
It's like $20.
It's 20 freaking bucks. I know. It's a lot.
You should wait. I bet it's gonna be like on Prime soon. Like for free. Yeah, because it's just come out. Like I'm sure after a while, like they're waiting for people to obviously buy it to see how many dollars they can get out of it, but I don't think it's good enough to buy. I haven't bought any. Have you bought anything in quarantine? Like rented anything like to watch that you would normally probably have seen in a theater?
I know we did. No, we were going to rent Witches, and then he pirated it. Justin.
Wait, but isn't that on HBO?
HBO Max.
You don't have that? Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm. I have HBO. I don't have HBO Max.
If you have it on the TV cable thing, then you have it. You just have to log in with the same login. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't know that? If you pay for HBO like on your cable, like do you have cable?
Yeah,
TV?
Yeah.
Then do you pay for it on every month on that, or do you buy it separately?
No, every month.
Yeah, then you use the same login.
You're shitting me. Are you serious?
Yeah, you use the same login that you log into like whatever if you were watching on the computer.
I feel like
and it says like use your TV provider or whatever, like use that and log into HBO Max.
I feel like an idiot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, there's tons of shit on there then. There's like a lot of shit on there.
You know me and technology, we're like water and oil.
I know, that's so funny. Oh, cool. Then you have a whole like list of things. But
I have. That's amazing.
So you haven't bought anything? Have you not rented anything? If you pirated that, then
yeah, no, we haven't rented it.
Yeah, I haven't either. There was something I was thinking about renting that I was like, oh, I really want to see that, but I mean, it might have been the Pete Davidson movie. It was like Made in Staten Island.
Oh, I want to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that, but I didn't buy it. I didn't rent it.
I mean, I did rent one movie for a podcast that we did.
Oh yeah, wait, which one did you rent? H2O?
H2O, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's because I don't have that one.
I think I streamed that one, yeah.
But that was only like $3, so I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah, and H2O is like so good. Oh, Josh Hartnett.
I just can't wait for the new. Have you seen the teaser trailer for the new Halloween?
I don't think so.
It's good.
Who's in that besides Jamie? Jamie's in it, right?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
God, she's still going.
Oh my god, who plays her daughter in this one? It's like her grown-up daughter.
Oh, grown-up daughter.
She. Oh my god, hold on. I gotta look this up.
Who's directing this one too? Who's directing this one? Is it like someone known?
Let me check.
Isn't Carpenter still around? He's still around, right?
He's still around. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I wonder who's gonna do it. I gotta watch those Rob Zombie ones.
Judy Greer plays her daughter.
Oh my god, she's in everything.
Yeah, so she was in the last one, and she's in the next two.
Oh, okay.
Director is David Gordon Green, and then obviously the writer is John Carpenter.
Oh, okay. Okay, I don't know that director. Cool.
So like Nick Castle is in this as well, but nobody.
Who's that?
Nick Castle? Yeah, he was in a bunch of stuff. Like
Nick
the
Castle.
last Starfighter, like from 1984.
Oh, I don't know that. That's so weird. Oh wait, so I have another thing. Not my favorite scene, but I do really love when she decides to break out of jail when they're in the gas station.
I do,
and
like
they
that scene.
hold up the old warden woman like in the bathroom, like she's like, all right,
Yeah.
lady, time, and she goes and they're like, get out, like, get down. It's like, oh my god. And then they rob the keys from like the cop, and they just all take off.
He's like, why'd you kill me? I didn't kill you, you pervert.
Yeah, she like slashes him with that shank, and just they take the van, and then that's when she like runs off and like gets all the new outfits, and she's like, I'm sorry I beat you up that time, but I was just so mad. I was just not having a good day. I was like, oh my god, so funny. My third favorite scene is when she gets like the prostitute, and she's like on the street, and she's like asking for all these guys to pull over, and then she finally gets that one guy, and she's like asking him all these questions, and she's like, take it all off. I don't want to do all this shit. Like, take it all off. And then as soon as he like starts to take his pants down, she's like, all right, give me all your money. And then he's like, what? What the fuck's going on? What's going on? She's like, I'm pissed off and the whole world owes me.
Right.
I love that.
I think that should be the title of the podcast.
Yeah, I think so. I think those are the lines that I had written down, like, get your goddamn hands off my anatomy. And then I have the like, I'm pissed off and the whole world owes me. And then I just like when see where bad manners gets you. And when she pulls the gun out, which I thought was super funny. I was like, oh my god.
Like, all in all, like, I think this was
what are your final thoughts?
It was a good movie. It was, I mean, it's not my favorite, obviously, but like, for something so random and so indie, and just for you to be like,
so random,
here, let's do this. I mean, it's like totally interesting. Like,
it's cool.
I like watching it. Yeah.
It's a really good like Sunday afternoon film, I think. Like, or like one of those like weekend like days where it's like on TV. I can see it being on like HBO in the 90s and being like, oh wow, Reese Witherspoon, like I kind of know her, and Kiefer Sutherland, and then like just a random film that you just end up watching and you're like, oh, that's not so bad. But it's one of the ones that you'll never know about unless someone tells you.
Yeah, no, and I'm honestly like interested in the sequel.
I kind of am too. It's on Prime.
Yeah, it's actually the guy I was talking about that's in it is Vincent Gallo.
Oh, the guy in Buffalo 66.
Yeah, so he plays a transvesite, quote unquote, witch of the story, because it's
he's the one that plays it.
Yeah,
not Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah. Right.
That's such a different visual that it's like Vincent D'Onofrio.
I knew it was a Vincent something.
That's so funny.
He plays a transvestite witch who owns a kiddie porn something. Like
what?
Empire.
That's in the story? Oh, in the story. Oh god.
In the story. Yeah.
Fucking shit, man. Oh, so wait, what's your final grade for this film?
Yeah. My final grade is like B-.
Oh, that's good.
Ish. Yeah.
I would say that too. Or like a B.
Or like a B, yeah.
Yeah, like the story was good. It has its moments. It's so smart. Like Reese Witherspoon is definitely the standout. I think it's such a good movie for her. Like, so much.
This was her first starring like major role, I think.
Like she was a child star. Didn't she do something when she was like really young?
Yeah,
like,
she
really.
No, she did. But I mean, like as like a adult,
like an adult,
her first real leading role. Yeah.
It has to be, right? This is before, it's like on or before Fear. I think Fear was the one that like people knew her from.
Yeah.
Because that one is like, she's like in there with Mark Wahlberg. But the first thing she's in is The Man on the Moon in 91. So she's like really young there. Then she's in that movie that I also want to see. That is another film that's similar to this. It's called SFW. and it has Stephen Dorff and Reese Witherspoon. It's also on Prime. It's the same kind of thing. The title or the synopsis is: an alienated and misanthropic teenager gains sudden and unwanted celebrity status after he's taken hostage by terrorists, where his indifference to their threats to kill him makes news headlines. It kind of sounds like Natural Born Killers, like it has to do with like the media and stuff, but it's like, yeah, Stephen Dorff, like a whole bunch of random people, like Jake Busey, Joey Lauren Adams, and she's the main one in it. She's like the starring role, yeah. And that one is before. This one is 94, so this is before Freeway.
Freeway.
Oh yeah, so she kind of did a lot of these films. And I was just mentioning earlier that there's like a weird Rose McGowan film, that's similar to this. Let me see. So wait, I think I would probably give it a B too. What were we talking about? You said you give it a B minus?
Well, the only minus is just because it's like slow and
yeah, a little bit
quasi bad acting, but it's also the 90s, so I guess that's the glamour of the 90s too.
That's true.
So to speak, because nowadays everything is like more like fast tracked and
that's true, yeah.
Comes out more natural, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's true. And the film that Rose McGowan's in is called Lewis and Clark and George, and that came out in 97. It's kind of like two escaped convicts join forces with a seductive femme on the trail of a long-forgotten gold mine. It's supposed to be like really weird.
Oh, interesting. Did you hear about that, by the way, with Rose McGowan and like the rest of the Charmed girls? They're supposed to do come back for like a one-time TV movie.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I never finished past season 1 of Charmed. Like I really liked season 1 a lot, and then after I got into 2, I just like stopped watching.
It goes up and down like a roller coaster. I mean, like some seasons are better than others. I forget.
Yeah, I never saw Rose McGowan in it.
Yeah, she replaced Shannon Doherty.
Yeah. We were talking about that before, how she got fired. We were like, it's so weird that she got fired from Now I Know, and then she goes back to Aaron Spelling and then does Charmed. Like, I was like, that's so weird.
And it's so funny because like Aaron Spelling helped with the reboot of like the 90210 movie.
Oh, the one that she was on then, right?
A TV show within a TV show, and they begged her to come back.
Wow, and Jenny Garth was in that one, right?
Oh yeah, they were all in there.
Oh, well, wow,
most of them, except for like you know how like Tiffany Amber Thiessen came in at some point.
Yeah, she was Valerie.
Yeah, she didn't reprise her role.
Oh, she didn't.
It was just like the main people. Yeah.
What about David?
Yeah,
he was in there.
Which
Brian Austin Green?
Yeah, he was there.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
And Steve, is that his name?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, Ian Ziering or whatever.
Yeah, Ian Ziering.
Yeah. It was actually really good. I mean, it was short. It was only like 8 episodes or so, but it was interesting. And then like they have these like little stabs here and there about Shannon Doherty. Every time it's like she came in and entered a room, like there was lightning and thunder.
Oh my god! And that's the one that Luke Perry was like going to do, but then he was going to do it and he couldn't do it even because of Riverdale, I think. And he was like trying to do it, but then he died.
Yeah, you said Riverdale was coming back though, right?
Yeah, January is last I heard, but I have to finish the season. I have like 3 episodes till the end of the season. Like I'm almost done. But it was going down after he died. It really like I'm kind of excited to see this new, like, because they're going 4 years in the future. So I'm kind of curious to see like how that might actually be more interesting. Like I don't think we'll need to know what happened before. I think they might start like a new chapter where we're just kind of like, we know the characters, but like that's all we need to know.
I really need Riverdale and Sabrina to like do a crossover at least once because they're in the same universe.
Yeah, they are. And isn't Nancy Drew in the same universe too?
Yeah, which I didn't.
That one that's on after.
I didn't see the TV show, so.
Yeah, I haven't either. I saw the
I might watch it, but yeah. And then they have a new one. Katie Keene.
No, that got canceled.
Oh, did it? Oh,
yeah. Katie Keene got canceled. Yeah,
I liked it. And then they're supposed to have like another one coming out too, but I can't remember what it is.
Oh, like another one in that world.
Yeah,
they should do something on Netflix so they don't have like censors. Like Riverdale should just be on Netflix so they don't have censors.
I know.
And they can just have more violence and more like, just everything, just make it like a more well-rounded story.
They could do so
Everything's
much.
on Netflix now.
I mean, that's why Hulu, I mean, and Disney owns a little bit of Hulu, but that's why their more adult content goes on there. So they can do so much more with their Marvel characters, and they can mouth off and do stuff that they can't with Disney, you know?
Yeah, that sucks that like Loki won't be on like Hulu. It's still gonna be like G-rated, right? Because it's like on Disney Plus, so it's not gonna be like, yeah. Oh well, maybe it'll be like PG-13, maybe at least.
Yeah.
So they can show like violence and stuff. They have to. Yeah, they're gonna be fight sequences. Like they're gonna have to. So do you have any? I have a fuck, marry, kill for you to close this out.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. Totally.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Huh?
As the killer, as the I-5 killer.
Oh, Kiefer. Yeah.
Bob, Larry, who is stepdad.
Okay.
And who's another one? And Cher's dad in Clueless.
Oh Jesus Christ. Okay. Minus the look of Cher's dad, Tully detective, whatever. I would marry.
Because you'd marry the detective?
He just seems like the marrying type, you know?
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Loving teddy bear.
That's true. Out of the other two, it's like, who am I gonna bang, really?
Yeah. Like I said, I would bang the stepdad, and kill Kiefer.
I know, it's like, but how bad? I mean, like, the stepdad's terrible. He's like trying to come on to his stepdaughter.
No. I minus that.
I know. I was gonna say it's all bad. There's no like good way out of this.
It really is. No.
There's no good way out of this. Just as actors, yeah. I think I definitely like the stepdad than Kiefer. I'm gonna pick the same. I'm gonna definitely pick the same. I'm gonna kill Bob.
Yeah.
I just don't like his look at all. I'm not into Kiefer Sutherland at all. He just looks really sketchy. But on looks wise and nothing to do with like what happens in their character, then I would pick the same as you.
Yeah.
I would marry the detective probably. He would be a good marrying kind. He's always a detective. He's a detective in Usual Suspects too.
He's in Usual Suspects? I don't remember.
Yeah, he's the detective.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, he's one of the detectives. It's like Chaz and then like that really long, he's a long last name. Mm-hmm. He's like the main one that Kevin Spacey's talking to. And then like Dan Hedaya like comes in and out, but he's still a detective like in the police station. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so funny that he is. But yeah, this has been so fun.
It really is. I mean, you know, like I said,
I shorter format here.
Very, yeah. And I mean, like I said, I was skeptical about this movie, and now that we're like rehashing it and talking about it, I appreciate it more.
It's cool.
I don't think it would be like one of my go-to movies to be like, okay, you know, I'm gonna watch this again.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's definitely not something I'd buy on DVD. Yeah. But it's definitely something, if it was on TV, I would stop to watch it, and I would tell people that have never seen it to watch it because it's really good.
Yeah.
It's not what you expect from Reese Witherspoon, which I think is really cool.
No, definitely. Which is good.
Yeah, I think she did a great job. So yeah, I really liked it too. I thought it was fun. I'm excited. Yeah. Well, follow us on Instagram at Fashion Grunge Pod. Like and subscribe. We got another 5-star review. So hi, person who did that. Thank you. But yeah, like and subscribe, 5 stars, all that jazz. And we will be back with another episode soon.
Yes.
See you on the next one.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.